Hi, and welcome aboard. Today we are at the Sand Creek Massacre National Historic Site, which is located in a very rural part of eastern Colorado. To give you some perspective, it's located about 200 miles southeast of Denver. It takes a little time to get out there. There's not really a lot of big cities even around it. And if you're keeping track at home or as your first time viewer to the channel, this is stop number 18 on our attempt to visit all 433 national parks in the United States. Okay, so let's get started on this one. The Sand Creek Massacre was a horrific event that occurred on November 29th, 1864, when U.S. Army soldiers of the 1st Regiment Cavalry and 3rd Regiment Cavalry opened fire on a peaceful encampment of Cheyenne and Arapaho people, killing over 230 of the people, while 19 soldiers died. In addition, the soldiers looted, scalped, and mutilated the dead bodies and ransacked and burned the village encampment. So just a truly horrific event. Now, this area that we're currently in is what they call the orientation area, and this trail will walk up to the Monument Hill, which overlooks the whole entire National Historic Site. The nice thing about that trail is if you don't want to walk it all, there is the drive around you can make that'll make it significantly shorter, which we did. And you can just see how pretty and calm it was. It was actually really windy that day. And this is just kind of more looking back into the orientation area. The visitor center was over here. Visitor center is fairly basic. There's a park ranger in there, very knowledgeable and more than happy to provide more of the history and context of the historical site. These are some of the letters of what you call whistleblowers nowadays that saw the massacre take place, and they recorded the events and reported it and did not participate in it. And they're very troubling to read. And here's just more information on them. But it is a very interesting history. This is the road, like I said, if you don't want to walk the entire trail up to the monument, you can take this road that'll hook around to a paved parking place and has facilities and those type of things so that you can access the Monument Hill. As you can tell, this area is very remote, and when I had talked to the park ranger, he said that they actually do not stay on site. They commute back and forth from EADS, I believe how you pronounce it. It's EADS, it's Colorado town. And they come out and they make sure everything's secure and everything like that. And this National Historic Site is only open a couple days. I think it's like Thursday through Sunday or something like that. The weather does get pretty bad, they said, out there. So you need to make sure before you travel out here that you have either plenty of water if summertime or winter, making sure you're prepared for winter. So, but you can, that's kind of the, we kind of just cut the trail in half is basically what that does. And then this heads up where there's actual overlook of the bluffs where the massacre took place. And very somber, I guess you would say, very peaceful walk up there to this area. And there's a bench and there's some different signage that kind of explains everything that went on. And it's just an interesting area. And like I mentioned, here's some of the signage and the overlook of the actual bluffs. Now, as far as other visitors out there at this time, there was only a handful of folks, mostly down in the orientation area. I only saw one other person up in this area around the Monument Hill and overlook. And here's some bench, and then there's some binoculars you can look through to see a little bit more about it. And this was a really pretty area up here, very calming. Now, I would say, yes, you should visit Sand Creek. I definitely would put it on a must visit just from a historical standpoint, the amount of history. it's definitely a must stop. One other area that we'll get to up here is what they call also the Bluff Trail, and it's roughly 3/4 of a mile long, and it runs northeast along the overlook of the bluff, and you can see Big Sandy Creek. And the round trip on that's going to be about 1.5 miles. This trail is very hot, but it allows visitors to follow the course of the Massacre as tribal members fled along the creek with soldiers in pursuit. Now, this area up here also there is a repatriation site, and that is this area over here. And there's information on that. And then, like I had mentioned, over here is the Bluff Trail coming up that you can walk on. They do have a sign that says they want you to start earlier in the day so that you don't get out there when the park is closing. Yes, it is a little remote, but definitely would encourage anyone to go visit it. Just take in the historical significance of it. And our next stop on this Eastern Colorado tour is going to be Comanche, which was, I believe, about an hour or so away south from this location. And just for context, I started walking a little bit, but it was just too hot and windy. So I just went up to this marker to kind of get a little bit more information before I headed back.